quiet in here? I gotta be honest. It's easy to think about peace as a bubble. Ignoring the world so that you can chill out and get a little you time. Or maybe you think of peace as a simple agreement. You do your thing, I do mine. Then we don't have to worry about each other's problems or the ways we're different from each other. Or you might see peace as a big, grand thing. General, this treaty officially ends all wars. But true peace doesn't look like any of that. True peace is messy. It takes hard work and creativity. It says, how can I listen to you first before I speak? It says, how can I learn what it's like to walk in your shoes before I try to fix it? How can we get creative to find a way through? See, when you do the hard work of making peace, others can see God at work in you. That's why making peace is an amazing way to worship God with your life. Because worship, it's about more than just singing loud. It's all about living loud.
You're my courage, I don't have to be afraid. You're my fortress, no matter what comes my way. You're my treasure forever, yes, we'll be together always. Even when the days get harder, I know you'll rescue me. Even when the sky is darker, I know you'll bring me peace. You are my strength, you are my savior. Even when the road gets longer, I know you'll be with me. Even when the waves crash harder, your face is all I see. You are my strength, you are my savior. You are with me every single day. Through the darkness, oh, you lead the way. You're my treasure forever, yes, we'll be together always. Even when the days get harder, I know you'll rescue me. Even when the sky is darker, I know you'll bring me peace. You are my strength, you are my savior. Even when the road gets longer, I know you'll be with me. Even when the waves crash harder, your face is all I see. You are my strength, you are my savior.
Every time I fall, you pick me up. You fight for me, you overcome. You bring me peace, you give me love. For you I sing, to you I run. I praise your name for all you've done. You are my strength, you are my savior.
Even when the days get harder, I know you'll rescue me. Even when the sky is darker, I know you'll bring me peace. You are my strength, you are my savior. Even when the road gets longer, I know you'll be with me. Even when the waves crash harder, your face is all I see. You are my strength, you are my savior.
Hi, it's your boy Jacob, and today we're talking about peace. Peace is proving you care more about each other than winning an argument. So, if you had an argument with someone and you feel like that relationship is broken, peace can help you rebuild that relationship. It's like building a bridge. Bridge, bridge, bridge. Bridge, bridge. You can build a bridge out of anything. Legos, popsicle sticks, spaghetti, and even trash. Sometimes we throw things away without thinking about how much we really need them. So I'm going to recycle this big, beautiful bin of garbage by building a bridge. Let's do this! It's alive! Now we just need some glue. Glue. Oh! Glue stick. That should work, right? Everything you build needs the right kind of glue to hold it all together. Without the right kind of glue, everything can kind of fall apart. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Recycle Bridge! You see, it's hard to make things stick together when you don't have the right kind of glue. As you'll discover in today's story, helping people stick together takes the right kind of glue too. So, stick around. You see what I did there? Stick.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse...
Hello everyone, welcome back to another Sunday service. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. We are working through the month of April where our theme is Reconnect, where we're building the bridge, and we do that through peace. And peace means providing you care more about each other than winning an argument. Holy moly. I don't know about you, but that's kind of a big topic, and that's something that even I have to work on. And today, we're going to be talking about a simple verse, and our verse today comes from the book of Colossians, and it is Colossians chapter 3, verse 15. And if you don't remember, Colossians is in the New Testament. Yes, indeed. So Colossians comes from the New Testament, and Colossians 3:15 out of the NIRV says this: "Let the peace that Christ gives rule in your hearts. As part of one body, you were appointed to live in peace and be thankful." Now, the Apostle Paul is the one who wrote the book of Colossians, and there's a lot of things to say about this verse. But before we dive in for our story today, I have a question for you guys. The question is, have you ever been a part of a team? Have you guys ever maybe played a sport that has a team? Or maybe you guys were at recess and you guys were playing something, and you guys are all working together as a group. For maybe some of you guys that are older, maybe playing some video games as a team. I know I have played on many different teams. My biggest team was my synchronized swimming team. That was my sport. And as a team, we have to work together. It is so hard. In synchronized swimming, there are 8 of us on a team. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of girls, a lot of craziness, and we all have to be packed in really, really close when it came to swimming. And not to mention, we usually had 2 what we call alternates, or in other sports, subs. And these alternates were fill-ins. So if somebody, couldn't make it, then our sub had to step in. But as a team, we have to work together. And if one person is mad, it kind of slowly affects everybody else. And then maybe little by little, another person gets mad, and then another person gets mad. And then at that point, then our whole team is very frustrated and it's not very good. There's a lot of craziness. There's a lot of what we call animosity between people where they're not wanting to work together. And when we look at Colossians 3:15, we're reminded again that says, let the peace that Christ gives rule what? In our hearts. As parts of one body, you were appointed to live in peace and be thankful. Now, set aside our team for a second. We have how many bodies? We have one body. But in our body, there are 260 some odd bones. There's a lot of muscles, there's tendons, there's blood, there's veins, there's hair, there's all kinds of crazy things that make up our body. And God has designed our bodies to work together as one unit. And so what this verse is saying is, as parts of one body, we have one body, but we have many different parts that work in it, but they all come together and work cohesively together. And it's the same thing. When we work as a team with other people, we want to become as one. And how do we do that? We let peace rule in our hearts. When we let peace rule in our hearts, and when we try not to instigate arguments, when we try to help dilute the situations, then we're letting peace rule in our hearts. We're continuing to work together as a team. And when we let the peace rule in our hearts, when we don't try to win an argument, when we don't try to instigate an argument, we begin to work together as a team. So going back to our team situation, rather than maybe somebody's being mad, maybe rather than you instigating that and feeding their little anger, maybe go, hey, I understand that you're upset and you're helping to bring peace, so that way what? You guys can reconnect, you guys can build the bridge, you guys can work together in peace. And you guys can work together as one unit, which is the most important thing. And as we continue to walk with Jesus, we want to make sure that we are in connection with Him, that we are working side by side with Him. So as we go about our day-to-day, keep remembering that as we reconnect, as we build those bridges, we want to operate out of peace. And we want to remember what Colossians 3:15 says. Let the peace that Christ gives rule in our hearts. We want it to rule in our hearts. So as parts of one body, we're appointed to live in peace and be thankful. So as we allow Christ to let peace rule in our hearts, we can work together with others in peace, in unity, and continue to tell people all about Jesus. I love you guys. I'll see you guys again next time for another Sunday morning service. Let's see what our friends are up to.
Some days, people are hard to get along with. Your sister spills milk on your homework. Your mom packs your lunch with that weird kind of bread you keep telling her you don't like. You have an argument with your friend over your group project. You just want to yell at everybody. But the Apostle Paul reminds us in his letter to the Colossians, let the peace that Christ gives rule in your hearts. As parts of one body, you were appointed to live in peace. Do you hear that? It's your job to make peace with the people around you. It's one of the things that you were made for, but you don't have to do it alone. You can have the peace that Christ gives. That kind of peace is strong and powerful. It's the glue that holds relationships together. So, if your sister spills milk on your homework, be quick to forgive. If you're in an argument with a friend, be patient and listen. And if you feel like yelling at everyone, count to 10, or yell into a pillow. Or better yet, ask God to give you peace. Don't throw away a relationship without thinking. Peace is more important than being right. Here's the one thing to remember today. We can make peace with others. Think about who you need to make peace with today. Ask someone you trust for ideas on how to take the first step. You'll probably need a little creativity, and you'll definitely need the right kind of glue. Super glue. This ought to do the trick. When you see me next, I'll have a bridge that will truly last. Well, I'll see you next time.